Good morning, evening, afternoon, or whenever you might be listening to this.
We're
Welcome back
in
to
real time.
You're all listening to Nerding Out. We're all listening. Well, we're all listening to each other.
The three of us are listening to it live
as we talk. Yes, this is live for us.
Sorry, what? I wasn't listening.
My name's Evan.
I'm David.
And I'm Nathaniel.
So this is going to be a little different. We don't have that much news for you today, but we do have. We're going to have a little bit more fun today, and we're going to do this fun little segment where I'm gonna read some comments from my fiance while she was watching a movie, and these guys gotta
guess what Lada's watching.
Well, we'll make a jingle or something, maybe. I don't know.
We need a name.
And then we might have some time for like fun stories or just to hang out and enjoy ourselves. Then we'll have the main topic where we review a thing. So, and that will be letting you guys know now. That'll be a full spoiler review. Just letting you know.
All the spoilers.
I got a name for your
only because I don't think we could talk about this without talking about spoilers, because this has been a very hyped movie for people of our age and our generation. Yeah. So it's gonna be hard for us not to talk about it. Okay,
I've been waiting a year and a half for Sing 2. I'm just yes.
The name for a lot of reading or reacting to things, we can call it engaging movie.
That is a really big stretch.
I mean, okay. I get what you're going for there, but what if we do this after we get married? And we've been married. Then what are you going to do?
You're putting him on the spot there.
I don't know. Gotcha.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's pretty smart. I'm so glad I wasn't put on the spot. Alright.
So, I've grabbed some screenshots from, I believe, 4 different movies.
You've got me hooked.
No.
Maybe.
There was something about a ring.
Maybe.
And also, that's too late now.
In the
moment's
loop?
over. No.
Okay.
Moment's over.
Now, I have screenshots from, I think, 3 or 4 different movies. I'm going to start reading them out.
So we have to guess.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. So yeah,
okay.
I will read thoughts from one screenshot.
This is false.
And I will try to avoid. Saying names, titles of anything, so it won't give it away. Obviously, I'll try to read just her out of context thoughts. And once I'm done reading one screen cap, I will go to one of you guys and see if you guys
can we do
guess.
like
a
ringer thing.
I
know what it is.
It's like buzzer. It's like
what's
your buzzer? Say your name, David.
Yeah. Name is a buzzer. I like that.
Name is a buzzer. Okay. All right.
My name is long, so.
Oh, you know what we got to do then? Hold on.
Oh.
As I'm knocking everything over.
Well, hello.
Hello, microphone. I love you too.
Here.
You really speak to me.
Okay.
You're not microphony. You're real.
Something tells me you listen.
All right. So we got Nathaniel over here. Bang. And then we got David over here. Bang.
Right on the whiteboard.
All right. Now, start reading.
Naughty Dog. ND.
Naked dung.
That's
okay.
Naked dumb.
All right.
When you can't finish your doctorate, you're not a doctor instead of an MD.
ND. All right, let's do this.
Nymphomaniac dickhead. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh,
all right. First thought. This is a freaking long movie with 4 or 5 O's in it. Oh no, I see a Hydra thing. That means more terrible German accent, guys. I am not ready. I was wrong. New language. Originally, they decided to pick an Eastern
Nathaniel?
language.
I was at Captain America, but I think it's Doctor Strange.
Incorrect. I will continue reading. I was wrong. New language. Originally, they decided to pick an Eastern language for the bad guys. Never seen that before. So far, I have no idea what is going on, but I approve of the 2 women, 2 men team up. So, topic of this movie...
David. Civil War?
You are correct!
Hey!
1 point for David.
Boom.
Okay.
2 men, 2 women team up. Easy! No. No. Oh, Jesus. It took me a little bit. I was like, okay.
I'm gonna fall over.
Okay. New movie. Starts off with a ramble. Reminds me of you. Upside down smiley face. Also, I hope this is a flashback because he is as huge of an asshole.
David.
Yes.
Iron Man 3.
Yes.
All I needed was flashback and asshole. Dude, it was Iron Man as soon as...
Marker, you suck!
If you like it, you should put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's slightly less sucky.
Okay.
Let's
Let's see. I will continue reading. Okay.
The same movie or a different one?
Different movie. I'm gonna go back and forth between the 4 movies. I'm gonna read different quotes from all of them, and you guys can.
Oh, okay.
So
So
How many
like
are we
in
doing total?
doubles.
4.
We have 4 total movies. Let's say we'll go to 10. I'm making this up as we go.
Oh, or out of 10.
I like first one to 10 points. And David so far is leading 2 points. You're not looking good, Nathaniel.
I'm not.
Anyway, now
I'm looking very pale.
let's see.
I'm lactose intolerant.
First thought.
Need some skim milk.
The Marvel logo got a lot fancier. They must have made a lot more money from the last movies. Let me guess. Someone finds it. I just love reading your...
Nathaniel, Doctor Strange.
No, I love reading your comments. Well, he learned some arrogance from Tony. Uh-oh, I said her name. What does that mean? I like her. No boundaries.
David.
It's...
Spider-Man Homecoming.
No.
Oh, that, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. We're Americans. That was a quote.
Oh.
Okay, that's weird. He said, bury it where no one will ever find it. And he buried it in a way that it actually spilled over into London. I mean, come on, you had one job. Okay, so she... I would throw up. He said, confetti.
I think you're gonna have to just give us this one. Like,
Wait.
Okay, one more time.
wait, Nathaniel Ant-Man.
No.
I haven't seen Ant-Man, so I just thought
Okay.
it would be,
Okay.
David Winter Soldier.
No.
No, God.
The ether is basically an infinity stone. And the stones are relics from the worlds before.
Nathaniel Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nope. Writing that down. That sounds important. Trojan horse at its finest. Why are all these people in the dungeon? So many enemies.
Nathaniel. Home Alone 2.
No.
Crap.
Well, that's frustrating. Oh no. For the amount of people he killed, that seems like not enough ships.
David Ragnarok.
No.
Ah.
Wow, we're good at this.
So crazy. No.
I swear, if this is Thor 2,
Is that your final answer?
yes,
Yes.
Nathaniel Thor 2.
Yes. Thor
I like
two.
how it
I
took us this
think-
long because probably both of us have not seen Thor 2.
I've seen it and I hate it.
Ah.
So I blocked all from my brain.
Yeah, I skipped it.
I hate that movie. You good man.
Okay,
That is-
good.
That's a great choice.
Okay. Good grief. Okay.
So now that we've mentioned every Marvel film,
Yeah.
let's go to
Well, almost.
Let's see. Okay, because as the only female so far, I am intrigued. These movies are a lot about weapons. I also am with him on this one. Oh, I forgot he had a date. Oh, that's so sad. The runner, just a random guy. What is happening? They really want him dead.
Nathaniel, Avengers 2.
No. He's having a really bad day. Also, can't believe Blank wears a cap all the time, but he rides a motorcycle with without a
Nathaniel,
helmet.
Captain America.
No.
First Avenger, no?
No.
Winter Soldier.
David Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give that to you.
No. Because I guess 3 movies in a row.
You get 3 movies in a row. No. Okay. He made such great points, and I almost...
Nathaniel, Infinity War.
No. She saw that with me.
No, I don't know if you saw it again.
Okay. Wait, I remember. He gets killed now. That's weird because I know that now because I've seen Black Panther. But when this movie came out, people did not know that. Also confused because it's not the entire plot of Black Panther that they needed. They need to share their technology vibranium now. But he just mentioned that in his speech. But this
David?
But this is before
Civil
the-
War again?
Yeah.
I was like, mentioned. I like. Yeah, because he mentioned it. That's how.
No, yeah.
That's
yeah.
how he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be Black Panther now."
No, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone's salty. All right. Let's see here. Wow, he's the definition of a rich, cocky asshole so far.
Nathaniel, Iron Man.
Yep.
Easy. Rich.
You could have gone with Doctor Strange too, but
Yeah.
I like Iron Man more. So
She
I
saw
just
that
went
with
for
me.
Iron Man.
She saw that with me too. So.
Okay. Let's just go to 5.
Yeah, that's a good
What are you
idea.
talking about? Come on. Come on.
Okay.
You sportsman. You can get this easy.
Okay, we could go to 10 if you want, but then we'll just edit it down and cut out parts.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is gonna be shorter.
You should not leave a burn exposed like that. We'll get infected. Also, backstabbing grandpa. Buh.
Nathaniel, Thor 2.
No. I'm calling it now. Blank will get there, insert the old heart she gave him as a gift into him. Or maybe he'll do it himself. He's crawling towards it. Good robot.
David, Iron Man.
Yes.
Crap.
It's like, I didn't want to go with the same one.
No, I was about to go for it.
Alright. Do we want to stay with who? 5?
Evan.
What?
Evan.
Oh.
Oh my God. triggered me so hard right now.
Sorry.
Diagonal.
Closer.
No! She... Closer.
Who crosses it like that? I'm assuming you don't because I don't.
Jesus.
It'll be okay.
Okay,
Do you guys want to continue with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
There'll just be a lot of editing work to do.
Yeah, there will be. And that's fine. I don't know.
You know what? Let's go to 7 just because it's an ugly number. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
Okay. Alright. How old is he? 13? I have homework.
Nathaneal, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Do you not know? The bad reading it does not know.
No, not homecoming. Sorry.
Okay.
I have homework. Best excuse. Also, blank. What the hell are you thinking? He is a teen. You can't get him to fight and put in mortal danger. Oh look.
David Civil War?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Crap.
You're
Nice.
close. You're really close.
Who was Peter Parker?
Who is Peter Parker? Are we doing Jeopardy?
Who is Peter Parker?
Who is Peter... No, generally, who is Peter Parker?
We're doing Black Jeopardy. I'm Alex the Black.
Oh, there it is. The terrible German accent. Tony's okay. Tony's face during the meetings. He made such great points, and I almost looked
Nathaniel Civil War.
Yes.
Hey. Wait. Back-to-back Civil War.
I love that movie, Nathaniel Civil War.
Nathaniel
It's just
Civil
me
War?
fighting myself. Cut your hair. Don't cut your hair. Cut your hair. Don't do it.
Also, can I just say the rule "no body, not dead," and even with body not dead applies to this movie
Nathaniel
too.
Thor Ragnarok.
Nope. The blank all fits again. I got up to 2 things I would have given away. No blank. All of this would not have happened if someone had hit it the right way. Why can they never just land somewhere? Why do you always have to destroy stuff? I'm beginning to suspect that their pilot is just terrible. Oh no! These people are going to wonder where they parked.
Nathaniel Avengers 2?
Nope. This is so confusing, by the way. Oh no, she's going to die. I just remembered she's in a later movie, so she can't die.
Nathaniel Iron Man 2.
Nope. Oh, good luck trying to drag him. Tell me how you explain this to authorities now. This is a star-crossed love story. Okay, so where is blank? Never mind, he is the father, and he's acting weird. Yep, there was too much eyebrow raising.
Nathaniel Iron Man 3.
No.
David Thor 2?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen
Hate
this
that movie,
Okay.
but congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It was not well deserved,
I
unfortunately.
was just trying to pick up our, handshake on the microphone. There we go.
That'll be a lot of editing and stuttering and all that stuff. That's fun. All right. Oh,
Yeah. Let's just go with our main topic. That was
long.
main topic. Da-da, da-da. This is the wrong theme song.
No.
Nice.
Thank you. Yes. So, Incredibles 2, the long-awaited sequel to probably one of the better Pixar movies.
I remember before Coco came out, Incredibles for the longest time, for like a decade, was my favorite Pixar film. I think Coco ties or exceeds it. It's tough to say. They're both phenomenal. Pixar at its best.
This one is up there. It's definitely in contention for one of my favorite movies. I feel like it did exactly what the first one did, but just kept it going, which is ironic considering the movie is basically right where they picked off. left off.
So I would talk to people about this film and theorize, okay, what's going to happen if they do make another Incredibles as the year passed?
Yeah.
You get further away from the Underminer and exactly where it left off. Spoiler review, we did say that, but we're going to go into full spoilers for you guys. Mm-hmm. So, it did the best job it could have done, I think, with leaving off exactly where the characters were and not doing a time jump and getting people older, like 10 years older. Flash is exactly as old as he was, whatever that age is, 9, 10.
Flash?
Dash. I'm sorry.
Potato, tomato.
You know. No, it's not. It's very
Dashel Robert Parr.
Dashel Robert Parr.
Yeah, but everyone's the same age. It literally picks up at the end of the first movie, and I'd say it doesn't skip a beat.
No, it's like it didn't stop, and I like that a lot, and especially considering how long it's been and how many
14 years.
I think they did a really. I don't know if they edited the voices at all, but I didn't really tell a difference from the first one to this one. Now
I want to say they changed Dash's voice from what I remember reading, but I couldn't tell. Everyone sounded the same to me.
Yeah,
I know Brad Bird returns as Edna. I love that.
Yeah.
So Brad Bird directed, he wrote, and he voiced Edna for this film.
Yeah.
No, darling, it's too much.
Too much.
So.
Too much, darlings. Too much.
So, standout moments for this film.
Oh man.
got to be right where it started. I mean, it picked off. I like the way they opened it up with an interview and kind of a recap of what happened, and then it kind of fell into the action.
Right, this time was like an interrogation, but
I love how they recreated some of the scenes, some of the short parts of the scene from the last movie with them at the track meet and everything.
Yeah.
And they recreated that scene from this kid's perspective, talking to Violet and stuff like that, and I thought that was interesting.
They
it's
recreated
cool.
the fight.
It's cool seeing the normal people's perspective on all this stuff going on, and I think it's I thought it was really cool, and it was interesting because they looked different. The characters looked different. The character models looked fresh, but they were still the same. You know what I mean?
They still looked like they were made back then, but polished up.
Yeah,
the art style of the movie, it felt like it looked when I was watching it back then.
Yeah, no, it felt the same, but it just felt more. Yeah, I think, like you said, more polished. I think.
Yeah, with the advancements they've made in tech, you could tell, but it felt like I was watching it back then.
Yeah,
almost.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's an endearing movie because it brings you back to where you left off, and it's nice because there's no time jump, there's no skip that you have to fill in with different things, and then
you don't have to
inform
readjust
the audience. Yeah,
you don't have to be filled in on stuff that's been happening.
Yeah, and I liked how they suddenly threw in the things that happened in the first one. It was okay, when they're trying to talk about if he has to get a job when they're at the pool.
Yeah.
He's oh, where's all my suit and ties? They're it's blown up with the jet.
Yeah, burned up with the fire.
Yeah, destroyed our house.
Yeah.
So
I like how it addresses all that stuff. In the beginning, it's just they lost their house. The government funding that was protecting them and relocating them ran out of money, and it's gone down, and they have to find something else to do. So it was interesting to see this kind of reality of it. It wasn't it did have kind of a Deus Ex Machina moment where this guy just so happened to want to fund superheroes and help bring it, but they were prepared to do things the hard way. Again, they were, and I thought that was interesting.
I guess that moves perfectly into the plot, which would be that. So after the Underminer escapes, I don't know if we addressed that, but it picks off where it left off, and they try and stop the Underminer. He escapes with a whole bunch of money that he stole from a bank that he undermined. After he escapes, this giant drill goes on a rampage, and the family and Frozone are just trying to slow this thing down and stop it.
And I think what I loved about that scene is the fact that it didn't go down how I would have expected. Which I feel like a lot of this movie, that was kind of how it rolled out.
Yeah.
The Incredibles has been out for 14 years. And there's so many ways this film could have gone. And I know Brad Bird talked about in interviews about how he didn't want to do the film if it was just to do a sequel. He didn't want to do it with any tired ideas. He didn't want to do anything that was expected. He said, no, if we're going to do this film, we're going to do it right. So just I don't know if we're going to do another one, he would say during interviews, but if we do, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be original, and it's going to be true to the characters. Anyway,
so Underminer gets away. They stop the drill, but at the cost of remembering that superheroes are illegal. So Frozone gets away. Frozone gets approached by a mysterious man with a limo saying, don't you hate being illegal? Why don't we try and change that? But meanwhile, the Incredibles are caught by the authorities and relocated again to a hotel in which they are informed that the program that keeps them in hiding is no longer being funded, like we said, and now they're kind of in a what do we do situation. They're only have the hotel for 2 weeks.
After that, you're on your own.
Yeah, after that, they're homeless unless they can, Bob or Elastigirl can find a job.
Helen.
And, so you're kind of left in this, like, well, what's next? And then, of course, you're approached with plot. And so...
plot convenience!
Yeah. So Frozone shows up, and he's like, hey, this guy wants to, bring supers back, and... I don't know if any of you got the same feel, but I got the same feel from the first one where it was like some mystery person's going to pay you a lot of money to be a superhero.
Right.
A little bit.
There's some of that retreading in that sense.
Yeah, and
Yes.
not in a huge sense, but it was just like, okay, well, this could go the same way.
Yeah.
But, so, they all dress up in their original costumes, not
their red and
orange
black
ones, but Mr. Incredible gets his blue and black, and Elastigirl gets red and orange.
Red and silver, dude.
That's fine.
So,
Anyway,
so they meet up with the guy,
and then
plot
and
ensues.
Plot ensues. So, I think it was awesome because they did a really good job with giving most of the main characters, like Frozone, the Parr family, giving them a lot of things to do in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like it was a very like one note, like we're following, because the first one felt like it was really it was kind of following Bob's story, Mr. Incredible's story.
It really was a Mr. Incredible.
It was a Mr. Incredible movie with him kind of like coming to grips with the fact that he's not the same guy he used to be. Like he had growing pains, and or not growing pains, but like aging pains, I should say, and he had to kind of get back into shape and things like that. He had a family. Things were different, and he was trying really hard to relive his glory days and all that stuff. This one is different because it really is more of like a family movie, and it's less about Mr. Incredible succeeding or Bob succeeding, and more about this family of people trying to live in a way that that they can be happy and also that they can feel like accepted in this world.
And I think that played out perfectly with at the end of the movie how you had the three kids who were actually the ones who
they saved the day.
They saved the day. I think in that sense it was a family movie that the whole family had a part. Like everyone had a moment to do something, and I think Dash was probably got left out the most. Like he didn't have a big like running moment like with his super speed.
Yeah,
for the most part.
I agree.
But everyone got their moment. I think they got enough time to where it was like about the family. It wasn't about. Yeah. I think it was about Elastigirl overall more. She got most of the spotlight.
I was picking up a major like
feminism,
feminism, like equal
about, like,
rights kind of thing. Yeah,
I loved it though.
I get it, and I also get that like this movie takes place like in the 60s.
Yes.
Like time period wise, it's supposed to be taking place in the 60s. So I get that
there's still a thing happening like
I get that those tones happened. I get that, and it makes sense.
And I think,
and I'm not saying I had a problem with it. I didn't. It's just I don't know. I'm with a lot of movies now. I'm like I've been trained to be like very like not skeptical, but very hardened, apprehensive or hardened to like movies trying to push political agendas. So every time like something like that kind of came up, I was kind of like, we don't need that.
But I think even though she kind of was the star in a way,
I don't know
because I know you don't have a problem.
Yeah,
with it.
I didn't have.
But I think like they even addressed that because Elastigirl was like, "What do you mean? What are you gonna say? It's a man's world or whatever she said."
Yeah.
To who we find out later is the main villain.
Yeah, I remember leaning over to Nathaneal and I was like, she's the main villain. And Nathaneal was like, I think you're right. And then it happened and I was like, yep, no.
I remember early on I was like, okay, the company
is behind this somehow.
It's too good to be true.
When I heard first it was like, oh, you're like a big telecom company. I'm like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this villain uses television to control people's minds. How convenient.
Yeah.
There's also, we're setting up this perfect situation for you where everything is just lining up for you and we're giving you airtime and of course we're going to do the... No, but it was...
I was like putting the pieces together and I'm like, this is fishy. First I thought it was like a two-part thing, but no, it was the brother was totally innocent in it and he had no idea, which I kind of appreciate because I feel like it would have been really expected if he was if he was like the guy behind the mask and she was just the person, his sister was just the one creating all the tech and they were just working together. I would have thought that was kind of, that's what I kind of thought for a second, but it didn't do that and I'm actually kind of glad it did.
And also it gives her some extra motivation as a character.
Yeah.
being in the shadow and kind of not knowing how to like build her idea. But she actually does get to do that.
Yeah, but she does it, and she just kind of like plays it off like she can't do it.
Yeah.
In a way. So
just briefly, the moment where Screenslaver or the pizza boy who is in the costume fights Elastigirl in that like psychedelic cage, I thought that was a fantastic action moment.
Oh, that was
with the taser and everything. It was visually amazing.
It was interesting to look at.
I'm gonna say, Incredibles 2 is my favorite Marvel film. It's my favorite superhero movie. It's so good.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because it was made by Disney,
right?
Yeah.
So
Marvel Universe
could be.
Could we see the Incredibles match
in
up
Avengers
with-
2
in Avengers 4?
Jack beats
Thanos.
Yeah.
Oh, can I get that fight?
Can we
please?
talk about Jack for a little bit?
I would love to talk.
This movie was just about as much as Jack.
If it was
could
about
be,
Mrs.
yeah,
Incredible.
Yeah.
About any
No,
of it.
what I loved about it was that they basically teased at the end that Jack had powers. At the end of the first movie.
They had a short with powers.
Right, they had a short, yes. But at the very end, even before the short, like we say at the very end, all of a sudden he starts to have powers, and you're just like, wait, what? Like you're so confused, and they're so high up, and no one else could see that. So that to them, still, Jack is a baby with no powers.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden, when Helen goes off to do hero work, Bob's left home alone with the kids, and then he starts seeing Jack using all his powers, and he's like, he's like, "You've got powers!" He was so happy.
Excited.
And then I love how it's like literally he doesn't just have one power; he has all of the powers.
They mentioned something about like 17.
17 that they've counted,
Right?
which is like what?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a few more that he might have displayed like on the ship that he didn't have, that he didn't show them already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there might be more at that point. But yeah, and I think it's awesome now that you're seeing the family kind of all going like, oh wow, so we had this baby that we thought had no powers, but no, he has a lot of powers, and that's interesting. And it will be we can talk about whether or not they need a sequel or not, but it's interesting because I'm kind of interested now to see how that dynamic will play out. And now if they wanted to do a time jump, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. And maybe not too far, maybe just a few years into the future. So maybe like when Jack is like Dash's age, and he's kind of like learning more about his powers and stuff like that, and kind of becoming more of an angsty, well, not angsty, but more of kind of like a troublemaker.
Or like Violet.
Yeah.
In his own way.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the one character that I think got the short end of the stick was Dash. I think he was kind of underutilized. I think.
I think they didn't explore much of his depth, which was okay. But if we were going to talk about who got undersold, probably Dash.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a very surface level character. He's kind of this, wisecracking, fast talking kid who kind of thinks second. Basically, just does first, and then acts, then thinks and asks questions later.
And he did what he needed to in the film, but yeah, he definitely didn't get explored as much as.
I mean, that scene from the first movie where he's like running away and he's running on water, and there's that short moment of just like no sound,
like
no sound except for the pitter patter of water, and it's just like that scene was amazing, and we didn't get anything like that, and I felt kind of bummed out because I feel like Dash is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I can relate to him a little bit, but so I think that, but I think they did a good job with Violet and kind of exploring her, how her feelings and how she feels about being a super, and how she kind of has this identity crisis a little bit, and with and because of plot, it's resolved relatively quickly. But
yes, it was a 3-hour movie, so they had a lot of things to resolve. But Bob, I think, also got a great.
I think so too.
I love to see him as a dad, a stay-at-home dad who's trying really hard, and he's so sweet, and he means so well.
Yeah, and you kind of see at first like. He's making an effort and he tries really hard, and then
he wants to be Mr.
but then you see they kind of like weighs down on him because it's like, and he's like stressing out because it's like he wants to do more than that. Like he knows that he wants to be a good dad, but at the same time like he's jealous of his wife who's going out and going to do clear work, and not that he doesn't want her to succeed. He just also wants to be out there doing that too. So sometimes I feel like it comes across like he's mad at her. He's not mad at her. He's just like. he's like just very, very jealous of her.
He just loves what he does as Mr. Incredible so
Yes.
much.
So I think that some people might come across as like, oh, he's just an angry dude who hates women. No, he doesn't.
Well, I think
not-
at first he was very hesitant. He just wanted to be out there first because he loves doing that. But then he kind of settled into.
I think he did. I think he does settle into a role of being a father.
He's like, okay, I need to do.
And it
this
helps
now.
in remembering where they picked off from because he was pretty much doing that full time up until Syndrome showed up, and then then the family and Helen had to show up and then get back into the groove of things. So it was a good rebalance of
so it's like looking at it from that context, he literally like that was like their first day of like trying to live a normal life. Then all of a sudden he going like they had a conversation at the beginning. It's just like on the island it was different because there was no one to tell us we couldn't do it. But now we're here and it's illegal. We can't do it.
Yeah.
And where Bob has been doing it illegally, technically, for the last movie, and then for months, and then now all of a sudden he's being told, oh yeah, we're going to give heroes another chance, but we're going to wait for you, and we're going to start with your wife instead. It's like, he's excited. He wanted in, and he wanted just to do it, but then they're like, no, collateral damage is too much when you do things, so we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting, and it was I thought it was a pretty good play that they went with Elastigirl.
But I like their explanation a lot.
Got to see her a lot more than the first one. The first one, it was pretty much landlocked to her being the mom, and roles were reversed, and I think that worked well for the movie, especially when you're picking right up after all the events that happened. It's nice to kind of see if she was in charge, how would she be in that situation. So
I remember thinking, and first off, we had the first action scene with her on her Elastabike, which was it was fantastic, but it was weird to see her body stretching, like having the bike go in like two different pieces and like jump. But I remember thinking, okay, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast because this is a phenomenal action scene. But then the rest of the movie happened, and I felt like the movie kept topping itself.
Yeah, in a way, it did. And is there anything that you guys like nitpicks that you had about the movie, or anything that you didn't like about it?
I think maybe that the plot twist was maybe a little bit expected.
Yeah, I kind of saw the plot twist coming. Also, I leaned over and I talked to David about this after the movie ended. Where did she hide that giant like ice chamber thing where she kept Elastigirl? Where did she hide that?
I mean, there's a lot of rooms in that building.
I'm sure, but where? Where do you hide something like that where your brother won't know about it?
Right. I don't know. Hey,
I mean, she can hypnotize people, I guess, but as soon as they're out of her control, then she can't.
I mean, it was a huge building, lots of floors. I don't know. But yeah, I can see that. But Dash maybe not getting the spotlight as much, but that's like very nitpicky.
I mean, I feel like they could have done a better job balancing, I guess, only because that. But I mean, I'm still happy with all the other heroes that got got
Even
the spotlight.
Frozone got more time.
Frozone got a lot of screen, which I liked Frozone's scenes. He you really kind of see him. He's not that much of a wisecracker. He's just a guy who just kind of gets in there and does work, and and they really utilized him a lot in this movie with a lot of how they saved the day in the beginning of the movie and at the end. So. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, and I think
Bob and Lucius's relationship as friends was really good too. I like that too. Even though they only really worked with it a little bit, like in the middle of the movie, it was still good. It was like you could see that Lucius cared about Bob, and he could tell that he was stressed out and stuff like that. So I thought that really played out well.
Auntie Edna,
dude,
yeah, that was fun.
That's a fun moment. All the movie was fun. You're absolutely right when you said that it just kept topping itself. I wasn't like... There's like moments where, like in a boring movie, you have a chance to like look around. I think I mentioned this before, where you can just like look around the movie theater and you don't really like have to be engaged. Never happened once with this movie. It was just you were just so compelled to see the next scene, see what happens next. Especially with Jack being the random factor of this movie, you're just like always like, okay, what?
Oh yeah, Helen at the end is like, I missed his first power. It's like You missed like 17.
And I love Jack's fight with the raccoon.
That was so good. That could have been a short by itself.
Better than Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, because the raccoon actually fought back. Didn't dance around and hug as much.
Ooh.
No.
But I think if you were asked, was this film like worth the hype? Was it worth the wait?
Yes.
Yes, it was. But I think the reason why we could say that is because maybe we shouldn't even be asking that question. Because was it a great film?
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal movie.
They honestly didn't have to slap 2 on it. If they were just showing up like a normal movie.
They could have called it more Incredibles.
Yeah. Or something.
Or it could have just been the first Incredibles and it still would have worked.
Incredibles again.
Incredibles again.
The Incredibling.
So do you think there will be a sequel?
I hope so.
I think
really
so.
hope so.
I think, but I think they'll go about it the same way that they went in this one. They'll do it right. They won't do it just for the sake of making a sequel.
And that was very nice at the beginning of the movie, how you had Samuel L. Jackson and a couple of the voice actors
Talk about how
thank you for waiting. It's been a while. We didn't want to just slap it together.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
I love how it was like you know when you it's like you got to get all this done, all the drawing done, and then that's just on paper. That's not even on the computer.
No.
Yeah.
And
like the months it takes and the voice act and everything, just putting it together.
yeah, so
But
it was greatly appreciated, and we did love it. I enjoyed it very much, and I don't know about you guys, but I think to answer your question, worth the wait. And to your second question, is this a sequel? Maybe. I think there will be a demand for it, and if there's a high enough demand for it, and if this movie does well enough, which I think it should, then it will probably get a sequel, and it'll probably be done the right way, the way they did this one.
Yeah.
So
I think there could be a sequel. I don't know if there will be because of the way they ended it. They didn't end it with a cliffhanger. It's more of them riding off into the sunset in their car type of thing. There's so much potential for a sequel.
Well, I mean, it will be. They didn't necessarily end it on a cliffhanger in the first one. They ended it with
The Underminer. Well, they ended it with like more to come.
Yeah, but they ended this one with more to come as well.
Right.
Like there's there's crime going on, and now heroes are legal. So their whole.
I think this franchise has so much potential. There's so much to explore.
Just don't make us wait 14 years.
Yeah,
for the
I was gonna
sequel.
say there isn't like a period of time that they just know what they're doing with this franchise.
Yeah.
They waited 14 years. They gave us a great film. They can take as long as they want, short or long, and they're going to do a great job.
Careful.
I don't want them to take a long time.
I know.
I would love
think
another
the
film,
smart-
but I think
the
they
smart
know what they're
thing
doing.
would be because they have all the resources now and they've collected all the assets to draw this all up, and they have the voice actors. Like it'd be smart to like wait 2 years, 2 to 3 years would be smart, and then start thinking about throwing up the next one.
Maybe since the wait between this one and that one was like 15 years, and then it was right where they left off. Maybe they wait 2-3 years, and maybe they take a 2-3 years time skip.
Yeah.
You mean like 15 years time skip?
No, 2-3. No, just 2-3 years. Nothing extreme.
Nothing extreme.
Just to the point where like Jack is kind of
a toddler,
like, toddler-esque, like on the verge of being like maybe closer to like 5 or 6 maybe, and then
Violet's looking at colleges.
Yeah,
I would like a
and then maybe near the end where it's like maybe it's a struggle with whether or not Bob needs to retire or not. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I would like the way we had a 14-year gap in between movies in real life, but there was like just let's say 2-minute time skip in the movie. I would like it reversed to where there's like a 14-year time skip in the movie, and we only wait not 2 minutes, but like 2-3 years.
Make a movie in 2 minutes.
Make it
Go.
now. By the time we put this podcast up, have the movie done. No, so I would like to see because I think then by that time Bob would be exploring retirement and would be maybe too old to be Mr. Incredible.
But you wouldn't have the Incredibles if you didn't have the whole family.
That is true, and I think maybe that is what the spirit of the film
I think
is.
you just gotta pick up, just continue your nice trend. Pick up right where it left off. Back with Violet's date, getting his mind wiped again.
No, well now they're legal, so they don't have to wipe his mind.
That's true.
Now they.
What if the supervillain wipes his mind?
Don't tell me that all the plots are just going to be from here on. It's just
Just him being
Tony,
wiped.
Tony's mind is wiped. We have to get his memories
The
back again.
Incredibles 6 Yeah, I went to the doctor. I have a tumor.
Because I keep erasing.
Keep erasing.
We're going to get rid of that tumor.
It's like, so Tony.
But it'll wipe your mind.
So Tony, it appears you're from the X-rays. It appears you have a tumor.
Yeah, about the size of a golf ball.
With retrospect, we probably shouldn't have X-rayed your head. We probably have made it worse.
Yeah. Right, 1960s. It was probably way worse.
You're going to be experiencing some
lead
memory
vests.
loss.
What are those?
Yeah.
So, if you would score this out of 10, what would it be? I mean, I feel like I don't want to score it, but 10.
Oh, 10. 10, easily.
It's, yeah. This film was just, it was a phenomenal film, so.
You know, nitpicks aside, and from the few, like, plot detail-y things that it's like, okay, that's just a little too convenient. I mean, you take those out, or if you just accept them
Even,
for
I say even if you...
Well, there was even that in the first one. I mean, you pretty much, you could figure out that, what Syndrome's plot is from, after the point you find out who he is.
You kind of knew who he was when you first saw him, too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So,
yeah.
Because, I mean, how many, like, red hair, freckled dudes are there in that world?
right.
Really? Come on.
I know. But, yeah, it was just...
That's, like, super techie and stuff like that. Come on.
But I'm super happy with this film. And I would definitely watch it again. Soon.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to see it sometime this week again, hopefully.
I'll probably see it with my family at some point, I'm sure. I'm sure a few of them I want to say it. The middle child is not a big Incredibles fan, but that's fine, I guess. If she doesn't like being part of the family, that's okay. I don't mind.
You're going to exile her from the family because she doesn't like Incredibles?
If we take her to see it, if she doesn't like it, then yeah.
Incredibles first.
Right.
They're the first family.
Props to Disney for good timing on movie releases, because this was just after, like, I feel like we just got after the lull of Infinity War, and they just...
No, they just got us right back in.
Yeah. They were waiting for us to come down and then hit us with that right jab.
Yeah. I
was gonna say also we saw the trailer for How to Train Your Dragons 3.
Yes.
On that also.
It's gonna make me watch
DreamWorks is coming out with some competition. DreamWorks and Disney, Pixar more specifically, those are the ones that are making these kind of movies for Disney. But they're these two heavyweights going at it with some of the movies they're pumping out, dude.
Lego Movie 2.
How to Train Your Dragon, like that. This trilogy now, the set date now is in March. Like, this will be a good contender for The Incredibles if it becomes a trilogy. If they make a third one, you know what I mean? I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Until they release another Shrek, and there's right back in the hole again.
Shrek 5 got announced, right?
Yeah.
No, let's not talk about that. So with that, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Nathaniel.
I'm David.
And I'm Evan, I think.
You think? Did you get your mind wave?
I think I'm Evan.
You are. Oh my god. All right. Well, I can always tell you the story of when one of my former coworkers decided it would be a great idea to break into a military base.
What?
You do a spit take.
I did.
Yeah. So he and a bunch of his friends, and he told me this story, that he and a bunch of his friends were really into Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball Z, yeah, he was. So one of his buddies told him a rumor that there's a street called Kamehameha Way. And
Kamehameha Way.
Kamehameha.
But, yeah.
Potato, tomato.
It's Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Japanese.
But, so, they're like, alright, let's go there. I want to take a picture of the street sign. So, Donnie's driving. Is the person who told me this story. He's one of my good friends. And he says, alright, he's driving. And it was a spur-of-the-moment thing. And he was living in Tennessee at the time. So they drive all the way down to Florida at a certain Air Force base. I don't want to mention which one.
Okay, don't need to.
And there's no way to get in or out of the Air Force Base other than driving through the gate. So they decide, well, all we need is a picture of the street sign. So Donnie's friend Stone, that is, his name is Stone.
Is it spelled the same as Stone?
It's Stone.
Stone.
Stone, yeah. And so they're both they're both like, all right, well, game over. We can't get on the base. But his other friend Parker is like, let's just sneak in base. And before they have a chance to say no, Parker decides he's going to grab onto the back of a truck that's entering and slide on into their DMs.
What movie is this? It sounds familiar.
I know, right? So he didn't tell me how they got in, but he said they got in. And he said it was about like 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. when they did this. So they snuck on base, and they have the GPS up, and they're looking. They're walking around trying to find, because it's like a loop where like you live on base, something like that.
Right.
And that's the name of the street, the big cul-de-sac that it's on. So they're trying to find the base, and they find the base, take the picture, and then on the way back, MPs show up, and they're just like, hey, we're going to need to see some ID. But here's the funny part. So Stone...
You mean this whole thing isn't funny enough leading up to... Okay,
No.
continue.
So Stone, he has a military ID, but it's expired, right? So he shows them his military ID before his other friends were there. And he's just like, oh, I'm just showing my friends the place I used to live. Making a complete story. He's just like, oh, I used to live here. I was just showing them this. I know my thing's expired. I haven't got it renewed yet. And they believe him. And they walk right off the base as if it never happened.
When is the movie coming out?
I know, right?
Start that again. I wasn't paying attention.
Something we recorded.
So, moral of the story is, if you are in the military and you're deployed in Florida,
Lie to them, they're stupid, right?
you don't care.
I can't wait to listen to the story again and hear that
I know.
for the first time.
I didn't believe him, but he showed me the pictures because he and his friend took pictures as it was happening, and they have a picture of the sign and it says
Bravo our
"Come, come,
military."
come." I know.
Yours
I
great
was
security.
like, "You're kidding me."
Your security is... Our security is in your hands.
I'm like, why? And all to take a picture of a street sign that says Kamehameha.
Watch, it was really just the Walmart.
It's pronounced Kamehameha Way.
Kamehameha Way.
Kamehameha
The name
Way.
of the way or the name of Kamehameha?
The name of the street is Kamehameha Way
Where is this?
in Hawaii.
And in Florida.